back to the original listen part. I want to place a text to on this board, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer and call it maybe title. Okay, make sure that that is the current layer, and I'm going to type words in here. If I select somewhere onto this board, I can type Woodland Chapel, and okay. So this looks a little bit small, right? On yours you should have all of these sizing and text the options right on here. Mine is collapsed, so I don't really see that. I'm going to change my text to, well, sorry. What I'm going to do is to select the text and ctrlT. What that does is bring up a dialog box that controls all of your type stuff. So for this thing, I'm going to make sure that it is justified to the left. Character, I'm going to use something close to a Helvetica, which is, in our case, on these programs, it will be an Arial. And the size, I'm going to originally put like 72, see if that's big enough. And let's see if that works on the image. Okay, so if I lay this on here, it looks kind of clumpy. It looks too big. So maybe I need to change that to something a little bit different, like 48 or something. So 48, that looks about the right size. Let's get it right up against the guidelines that I made, or the margins that I made. Okay, but it looks like it's confined. If I'm looking at the overall board, it looks like it's all confined on one end. So what I could do is to select that text again and go to kerning, which is this part right here. Kerning is this check with a VA. If I expand that, or not expand that, if I expand that, I could change it to, let's say, 75 as a kerning. Notice that the spacing of the letters gets wider. Right now it feels a little bit still small, so 100 won't do. 200 is probably about right if I want to keep it around here in between the pictures. So that gives it a little bit more of a comfort area. So you can try this out where you change the size of the title and stuff. I'm going to keep mine at 48 because it seems comfortable in the size of this image. Okay. Okay, so within that, I'm going to put another title on here, which is the architect's name. So I'm going to select the type tool, and I'm just going to go ahead and click somewhere. I could always move the text later and type in Eric Gunnar or Gunnar. I always make that mistake. Asplund, A-S-P-L-U-N-D. Okay, so there it is. That looks a little bit big, so I'm going to change that to maybe a 36 font or point. That looks about the right size. I'm going to put it right about there. And I want it justified to the column on the bottom right. Okay, so let me zoom in so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so before I zoom in, I should be careful. So I want it justified to the right, so since I have this selected already, I'm going to check on the paragraph, justify it to the right, align right, and move this over so the text appears right on that right on that line right there. Okay. What I might want to do is to move this site over up a little bit and over, so it's a little bit there. And with this, I should be able to change that. That's one. Okay. But right now I have a problem that I can't see my Eric Gunner there. So let's select that text. Go back to the text tool, so you turn it into a cursor and highlight all the text that's there, and then go ahead and change the fill to white. Okay, and what that does is to change everything to the white text, so I could now read Eric Gunner and Asplund together. And we do have to keep adjusting these things, so I'm going to say floor plan, this is too low. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And since my Eric Gunner is there, maybe I should align this E up with this floor plan. So let me release my section, select that as well, and then maybe I nudge it over so that it lines up with this E line right there. So alignment is going to be very important in setting up your or composing your board. So make sure that it is done so you don't have any stragglers. Okay, maybe I'll take this and maybe make the spacing that's about equal. So basically what you're doing is fine-tuning or adjusting your board as you go by. Okay, and this isn't the last time we might do this. You might put some other stuff in here, and you might choose to move these images again. But for now, I'm going to lock it up so that I'm not going to mess with that part. All right.